Okay. All right. So hello everyone, welcome. Today, or actually let me introduce myself. My name is Amanda and I'm one of the yoga teachers. Just a very friendly reminder that in my class nothing is mandatory and nothing is required. If there is a certain pose or stretch that does not feel good, either modify or even don't do it at all. Just listen to your body. We all get sore different days, or we're more flexible or even more stiff. So just listening on what's going on. So today, if you have a yoga bolster or even a pillow or two pillows, we're going to use that. And what we're going to do with your pillow is we're just going to take it to the low back and then let the legs be nice and long. And then we're going to slowly make our way all the way down. So long as the pillow is supporting your head and your back, this should be a nice opening in the chest. If you have two pillows or more and it's too much, just taking one away. And letting the arms just melt down onto the floor. Closing the eyes. And then taking a nice big inhale through the nose. A long, deep exhale. So just taking this time, maybe just do a quick little body scan. See how the feet are doing, the legs, the hips, the abdomen, the chest, shoulders, arms, the neck, the face, even the crown of the head. Maybe you feel sore or feel any tension in certain places, and just see if with every breath, sending that breath down into any areas of darkness and tension, seeing if you can release it a little more. With every inhale, expanding the body, and then with every exhale, releasing and softening a bit more. Just noticing the breath. See if you can linger with the breath. Maybe pause at the top and then pause at the bottom. And then if it resonates with you, you can set an intention for your practice today. It can be a positive affirmation. Or maybe it's releasing something that no longer serves or benefits you. It can be as simple as just being present. Present with yourself, your practice, and your breath. No overthinking. Just whatever comes to you naturally, let it be and let it sink in. So still keeping the eyes nice and heavy or closed. Begin to slowly move the left hand towards your heart. And if your hand is already there, maybe move it back onto the floor and see if you can move even slower, like you're resisting moving through mud, moving through honey. No need to rush. And then when you're ready, with the right hand, begin to slowly move it towards the lower belly. Again, no rushing. Just feeling every muscle, every fiber in your body just moving nice and easy. And then once you settle in, taking a nice big breath in, expanding the lungs, expanding the belly, and then exhale nice and slow. And just feeling the lower belly, where your intuition is. And just feeling that heartbeat, feeling the breath that lives right within you. Feeling the life flow just freely throughout the body. Taking this moment for a little bit of gratitude, just to be alive and well in this very moment. And even though we can't see the breath, we can feel it as the belly and the chest rises and deflates every time we breathe in and out. Just feeling that life force within us. And then taking a big inhale in. Nice deep breath out. If you're on a pillow or a bolster, begin to slowly and carefully roll to your right or even to your left side off the pillow, coming into a fetal pose. And then we're just going to carefully move the pillow or the bolster off the mat, pressing it away, and then readjusting right back on the mat. The legs are nice and long. On your next breath in, we're going to lift the arms above us, but kind of like a snow angel. So inhale the arms all the way up. And then exhale, release them down by your side. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time we're going to arc the hands and the arms like a rainbow above us. So we're going to inhale. Take the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then exhale them right above your head. Inhale them up. And then exhale, placing them down right by your side. 2 more times. Inhale up. And then exhale, releasing them back towards the ground, next to your hips. Last time. Inhale up. And then exhale all the way down. Begin to gently bend in one knee and then the other, grabbing behind the thighs or even the shins. And then just rocking side to side. You can keep your eyes closed or heavy. Maybe hugging the shins in a little more. Get a nice low back massage. And then if it feels good, taking a hold of the shins or the knees And begin to circle both knees in one direction. And then reversing whenever you're ready. And then grabbing behind the thighs. We're just going to slowly rock and roll our way up, but nice and easy. Maybe 2 or 3 times. Nice little massage on the spine. And then once you make your way up, just coming to a comfortable seat. You can do crisscross or easy pose. And then we'll inhale the arms all the way up. Gaze is looking in between the thumbs. Exhale, take the hands over towards the right. And then inhale the spine nice and long. Exhale, spinning to the right just a bit more, nothing too intense. One more breath in. One more breath out. Coming back towards center, we'll inhale the arms all the way up again. And then exhale, twisting to the other side. We'll inhale, lengthen up. And then exhale, spinning more to the left, even if it's just a centimeter more. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then coming back to center. So you can gently roll over the knees or come to a side seat, and we'll all meet up into a nice tabletop. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Fingertips spread nice and wide like they're digging into some wet sand. And then gently just begin to rock forward and back, side to side, finding your grounding, finding your foundation, and then warming up the wrists. Neck and head are in line with the spine. Gaze is looking straight down. And then we'll find some stillness. On your next breath in, we'll lower the belly, open up the chest, gaze looks up. Exhale around the upper back, belly to spine, chin to chest, really pressing the mat away. And again, inhale, pull the chest through, tailbone points up. And then exhale, reverse, doming the upper back. Last time, inhale for a cow pose. Exhale to a cat back. And then we'll come back to that nice neutral spine. So if you have your pillow or even if you have blocks, or you can just place your hands on the mat, whatever feels better. We're just going to reach our hands out a little further. And then begin to slowly press the chest through the arms. This is puppy pose, so it's kind of like downward facing dog. It's a little easier, finding that nice stretch in the shoulders. Forehead, third eye can come down to the ground if that feels good. And then always backing off if something doesn't feel good. And we'll just take another big breath here. Big breath out. Slowly and carefully coming all the way back to that nice tabletop. And then pressing down through all 10 knuckles, we'll tuck the toes under, and then just coming into plank pose, nice and easy. You can always leave the knees down if need be. Again, the neck is nice and long in line with the spine. And even take your neck maybe side to side, loosen it up. We'll bend the knees, and then begin to take the hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. And then scooching the toes a little forward or back, finding that nice long spine. When you're ready, begin to slowly pedal out the feet, getting into the backs of the legs. Moving with the breath. And then if it feels good, we'll inhale up onto the tippy toes. Exhale the heels down towards the mat. No worries if they don't touch. Again, 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up on the toes. And then exhale, let the heels come down towards the mat. On your next breath in, we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. Inching our way towards the back of the mat. Once you make your way there, just dangling over the legs, Maybe grabbing a hold of opposite elbows, swaying side to side into ragdoll. And just let the head, neck, and even shoulders be nice and heavy, letting gravity do all the work, letting that tension go. Taking a big inhale in. Nice exhale out. And then letting go of the elbows. Having a nice generous bend in the knees, we'll slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up to standing. Once you make your way up, rolling the shoulders up and down the spine, inhale the arms all the way up. And then exhale, begin to cactus the arms open, like goalposts. Open up the chest. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, opening up. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, open, cactus the arms. This time, we'll inhale the arms all the way up. And then right hand grabs onto the left wrist. And then see if you can take your rib cage and then pull it in instead of flaring it out. And then we'll lengthen up. Exhale, begin to lean over to the right. Hips going to the left, still grounding into that left foot. I'm backing off if that doesn't feel good. Inhale all the way up, and then grabbing onto the opposite wrist. Exhale, begin to lean over to the left, hips over to the right. Feeling that nice long stretch in the side body. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, take the hands to the lower back. Inhale the chest towards the ceiling, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Stay here if this is enough. Maybe slowly press the hips forward just a bit. Maybe the gaze looks up towards the ceiling for a back bend. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale all the way back up to mountain pose. So taking your hands onto your hip bones, we'll inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Swan dive down, nice and easy. And then we'll just walk the hands all the way back to our downward facing dog. And then pedaling out the feet again, still waking up the hamstrings and the calves. Gaze is looking in between the feet or the calves. Head, neck, and shoulders nice and soft. Finding a little bit of stillness. We'll inhale, gaze towards the top of the mat, slight bend in the knees, and then we'll slowly step all the way up. Nice, simple walk. Once you make your way up, we'll just hinge at the hips again, forward fold. You can go into ragdoll again, maybe grabbing opposite, so maybe right over left this time or left over right might feel a little different. And taking a big inhale in. Nice exhale out. And then letting go of whatever you have going on. We'll slowly roll up one notch at a time again. Once you make your way up, we'll inhale the arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the chest all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can be on top of the thighs or the shins. And then exhale, forward fold. Twice more. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift, crown the head, pointing towards the front of the room. And then exhale, we'll take the hands down towards the mat, stepping back to plank pose. Staying for the breath in. And then on the breath out, we'll lower the knees down, bend the elbows, graze the ribcage all the way down to the belly, and then flatten the toes. So elbows pointing straight back. We'll inhale the chest up just an inch for baby cobra. And then exhale down. Inhale maybe a little higher this time. And then exhale down with control. Last time. Inhale maybe to a full cobra. And then exhale down. So tuck the toes back onto the mat. Knees can stay down or engage the core and then pressing yourself all the way up to a plank pose. Taking the hips all the way back and up, downward facing dog. and just pedaling out the feet for one breath. Inhale, gaze towards the top of the mat, and then exhale, begin to take a simple stroll all the way to the top again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to root to rise all the way to standing, lifting the arms, lifting the gaze, tucking in that rib cage. And then exhale, swan dive down with control. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands down, stepping back to plank pose. Staying for the breath in. And then on the breath out, lower the knees down, and then coming all the way down to the belly. So this time we'll inhale into a cobra. Stay here, and then place the elbows right where the hands were. We're coming into Sphinx pose. So opening up the chest, rolling the shoulders back. Staying for a breath in. Staying for a breath out. And still engaging the glutes, and then really rooting down through the tops of the feet into the mat. So all points of the body on the mat still pressing down and lifting up. And on your next breath in, we'll take the gaze over towards the right. And then exhale, coming back towards center. Inhale, taking the gaze towards the left. And then exhale, coming back towards center. Slowly rolling down, taking the hands underneath the shoulders again, tuck the toes under, and then lifting into plank pose all the way back, downward facing dog. And on your next breath in, we'll gaze towards the top, maybe this time stepping all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way standing, lifting the arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands down, and then stepping back to plank pose. And again, we'll stay here for the breath in. On the breath out, lower the knees down, and then slowly with control, lowering down to the belly, flattening the feet. So this time, we'll take the hands, place them by our hips, fingertips on the ground. Inhale the chest up. Stay here for one breath. And then exhale down. This time we'll inhale the chest up again. Maybe the hands clasp behind the back, lifting even a little higher. And then exhale, release. Third eye can come down to the mat. And then again, when you're ready, we'll inhale the chest up, maybe clasp the hands, and then maybe the toes will lift off the ground. And maybe the big toes meet together, coming into locust pose. So opening up the chest. Hip points are grounding into the earth. We'll stay here for one more breath in. One more breath out. And letting it go. So take the hands right underneath the forehead. You can stack them on top. And then bend both knees, and then slowly windshield wiper the legs back and forth. This is a nice release for the low back as well. When you're ready, we'll lower the feet back down, slide the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, lifting into plank pose all the way back to downward facing dog. And pedaling out the feet for one breath. On your next breath in, gaze towards the top, and then exhale, stepping all the way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way to standing, lifting the arms. Thumbs come together right at the third eye. And then palms come to heart center. Maybe closing the eyes. Just feeling that connection with the earth. Letting all points of the feet really ground into the mat. And letting the crown of the head reach for the ceiling. And just plugging the thumbs up into the sternum, feeling that heartbeat. Again, feeling that life flowing in and out of us. And we'll take a big breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Deeper exhale. Beautiful. So on your next breath in, we'll lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take the hands down, stepping back to plank pose. So staying here, you can go straight into downward facing dog, or come to the belly, or lower down halfway, your choice. Inhale for cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, all the way back, downward facing. On your next breath in, we'll lift the left toes all the way up, bend the knee, open up the hip. Still grounding down with all 10 knuckles, pressing the mat away. As it feels good, rolling out the ankle and circling open the hip. On your next breath in, we'll lengthen up that leg, squaring off the hips. Exhale, knee to chest, knee to nose, and then pulling that foot in between the hands, low lunge. So we'll stay here for one breath, let the hips settle. And then when you're ready, spin that back heel down towards the mat. Engaging the core, we'll inhale all the way up, warrior two. And then adjusting your stance as need be. If your hips don't feel good in this, you can always shorten up the stance, but just making sure that left knee is stacked right on top or even behind, not letting that knee go over the ankle. Rolling the shoulders down the spine, and then reaching nice and long with the arms. And then softening the face just a bit, coming back to that nice, calm breath. On your next breath in, we're going to reverse our warrior, and then straighten up that front leg, reverse triangle. Exhale all the way back, warrior two. 2 more times. Inhale, reverse, straighten up the front leg. And then exhale, coming back to warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Big breath in. On the breath out, we're going to lean over towards the front leg. And then extend that top arm all the way up. Extended side angle. So the forearm that's in contact with that top thigh really press down, creating more space between the shoulder and the ears. Maybe rolling that shoulder back, opening up the heart just a bit more. If it feels good, you can always take that top hand, just place it behind your low back or even that left hip crease. Grounding down through all corners of both feet. Taking one breath in, one breath out. And then we'll inhale all the way back to warrior two. On your next breath in, we're going to turn our body towards the right. And then exhale, warrior two towards the back. So right knee is bending. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale all the way up towards center. And then exhale, warrior two towards the front. Full breath in. Full breath out. Last round. Inhale up towards center. Lengthening. And then exhale, warrior two towards the back. Staying for one breath in. One breath out. Good. Inhale all the way up towards center. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down towards the mat. Low lunge. Left foot meets the right. And going straight into downward facing dog or take your flow. Staying here for a full breath in. full breath out. Coming back to that nice, calm, deep breath. When you're ready, we'll inhale the right toes all the way up. Bend the knee, open up the hips. And see if you can press the chest towards that top thigh. So keeping that nice upside down V shape. And then rolling out the ankle, circling open the hips. On your next breath in, straighten up that right leg, squaring off the hips. Exhale, knee to chest, knee to nose. Pulling that right foot in between the hands, low lunge. And again, just letting the hips settle for one breath. And then spinning the left heel down towards the ground. Grounding through both feet, we'll inhale, windmill the arms all the way up, warrior two. And again, adjusting your stance as need be. So seeing if the hips are square and letting that thigh press towards the right. So not letting your knee come towards center, but really trying to activate that thigh and activate the hip flexor all the way to the right. Calm breath in. Calm breath out. On your next inhale, reverse. Straighten up that front leg. Reach all the way back. Exhale, coming back to warrior two. Again, inhale, reverse, straightening up. And then exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Full breath in. On the breath out, leaning towards that front thigh and extending that top arm all the way over. Really rooting down through that back heel and reaching with those left fingertips. And then if it feels good, taking that left hand behind the back or even the right hip crease. Opening up the chest and the shoulder just a bit more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, coming back towards warrior two. Inhale all the way up, moving the body towards the left side. And then exhale, warrior two towards the back. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale up towards center. Exhale, front of the room. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale towards center. Exhale, warrior two towards the back. Big inhale in. A longer exhale out. Good, last time. Inhale up towards center. And then exhale, warrior two towards the front. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the ground, low lunge. Left foot or right foot meets the left. And going straight into downward facing dog or take your flow. And then once you make your way to downward facing dog, we're going to slowly lower our knees down towards the mat. Let the big toes come together and then spreading the knees as wide as comfortable. Sit bones come back towards the heels. And then reaching the arms nice and long towards the front of the mat. Forehead, third eye comes down to the ground. Relaxing the whole body. On your next breath in, really inflate the belly. And then exhale, nice and slow. Just doing that a few more times with your own breath. And then taking this time just to think of one thing that you're grateful for. It could just be being grateful for showing up on your mat today for yourself. Or it could just be gratitude for the life that you have at this very moment. We'll slowly walk the hands all the way back towards the knees, and then come into a side seat, slowly sweeping the legs in front, and then extending the legs out nice and straight, flexing the feet towards the sky. We'll inhale, lift the arms all the way up, lengthening nice and long. Exhale, lean with the chest. And then let the hands drop down wherever they fall. Maybe it's on the thighs, knees, the mat, and then maybe it's the toes. You can always bend your knees so that the belly can meet the top of the thighs. And then as you sink into this, maybe just scooching out the heels as you create more space in the body. You can always put that pillow underneath your knees too to give you a little bit more support. Again, observing the breath. Notice if it became faster, and if it did, just slowing it down intentionally. We'll stay here for one more breath in. One more breath out. When you're ready, we'll slowly roll all the way back up, and then grabbing onto the backs of your thighs. We're going to slowly roll down, and actually before you do that, if you have a block or your pillow, just grab it and let it be next to your side so you can grab it easily when we come all the way back down. So because we did so many back bends and we warmed up for this, we're going to come into bridge pose. We're going to do an active bridge, and then we'll come into a nice restorative. If you want to just do restorative, you do not have to do the active at all. So we're going to bend the knees and let the feet come as close to your glutes as possible. Let the arms and fingertips press down into the mat. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and then begin to lift the hips up, even if it's just an inch or two. Maybe expand the chest up a little more. Engaging the glutes, squeezing them together. And then we'll exhale all the way down, nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. So we'll do that again. So we'll inhale, take the hips all the way up as far as comfortable. So stay here. If you have the space, maybe wiggle the shoulders underneath you, maybe clasp the hands behind you, and lift the hips and chest up just a bit more. Still rooting the feet down to the ground to lift the body up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And if you have your shoulders underneath you, wiggling them out, and then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way down. So if you need to take your knees into the chest and rock a little side to side, you can do that. So if you want to go into an active bridge again, you can totally go for it. If you want to try the restorative bridge, either take your pillow or even a block, and then we're just going to lift the hips up far enough so that we can take our prop right underneath the low back, and then let the low back, the hips, just settle onto the pillow or onto the block. So a few options. You can just stay here and relax. You can move the feet out as wide as the mat and then let the knees drop inward. If you want a deeper back bend but still restorative, you can lengthen out the legs. Arms can be by your side. Or if you want to open up the chest a bit more, you can take the hands all the way up and back, even grab onto the elbows if that feels good. We're just going to stay here for 10 rounds of breath. And you can always move into a different modification if something doesn't feel good. But just trying to find that sweet spot wherever you are. letting the body relax. Restorative poses are so great just to de-stress the body, de-stress the mind. Feeling the ground beneath you, finding that connection, and absorbing that calm energy of the earth. Finding that wave of calmness, ebb and flowing throughout the whole body, softening and quieting the mind. We'll take a big breath in, deeper breath out. If you're in the restorative bridge, begin to bend your knees back, taking the hands towards the ground again. And we'll just lift the hips up just a bit and carefully removing the pillow or the block underneath you, letting the hips come down nice and easy. Grabbing the back of the thighs with the shins, rocking side to side. And then we'll take the arms out into a T. And then the legs at a 90-degree angle. We'll inhale. Exhale, begin to slowly lower both knees down towards the right. And then gaze can look over towards the left fingertip. Notice if you're holding on to any tension, maybe you're gripping the ground or tensing up the shoulders, and see if you can just let it go. When you're ready, we'll slowly take the knees all the way back up towards center. And then exhale, begin to slowly lower them over to the left. Gaze can look over to the right fingertips. Closing the eyes. And again, just doing a little body scan, seeing if you're gripping or tensing anywhere. And just letting the body and the muscles soften. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly take the knees all the way back up. Give them one last good squeeze. And then we'll come into our final resting for the Shavasana. So if you have your pillow, you can always place it underneath both your knees, and it'll give your low back nice support. Or you can just take your feet and legs all the way down to the mat, letting them spread as naturally apart. That feels comfortable. And then rolling the shoulder blades underneath you just a bit. Tucking the chin in a centimeter to lengthen out the back of the neck. And letting the palms radiate towards the sky. We'll take a big breath in, maybe the biggest breath you've taken in all day. Pause at the top. And then exhale with control, nice and slow. Begin to relax the toes, the soles of the feet and the ankles. Relaxing the calves and the knees and the tops of the thighs. Softening the hips and the pelvis. And then letting this peaceful sensation flow all the way up through the spine, into the belly, into the chest. Melting the shoulders down into the earth and relaxing the arms all the way down to the fingertips, letting them naturally curl in, releasing any tension you might have left over in the jaw, and then softening the space between your brows, letting yourself become one with the earth, one with the source, and one with the self. Slowly begin to come back to the room, back to your body, back to your natural heartbeat and breath, wiggling at the toes and the fingertips, and maybe taking the head to the right and left nice and easy. Taking a nice big stretch like you're waking up in the morning. And if it feels good, rolling over to your favorite side into fetal pose. Once you make your way there, taking a full breath in, full breath out. At the moment of the exhale, slowly and carefully pressing yourself all the way to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed or heavy. And then once you make your way there, taking the hands to the heart center, taking a full breath in, full breath out, and then bowing the chin in gratitude for taking this time for yourself and taking this time for your practice. I hope you all feel a little bit brighter, a little bit more stronger, and a little more at peace. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining me today. And I hope you all have a beautiful and bright rest of your week. And I hope to see you all next week. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.